Welcome back to the Data Science Blueprint. In our last episode, I took you through my personal journey from accounting to data science. Today, we're diving deeper into the essential skills every aspiring data scientist needs. Whether you're just starting out, transitioning from another field like I did, or trying to figure out what to focus on first, this episode is for you. One thing to remember is that data science is a blend of technical and soft skills. You don't need to know everything right away, but understanding what skills are necessary and how they fit together will give you a solid foundation to build on. Let's break it down, starting with the core technical skills that every data scientist needs to master. Technical skills, the core of data science. Python, the backbone of data science. First up, we have Python. If you're serious about data science, Python is non-negotiable. Why? Because it's one of the most widely used programming languages in data science due to its simplicity and versatility. It's beginner-friendly, but also powerful enough for advanced tasks like building machine learning models or analyzing large data sets. Python has a huge ecosystem of libraries that are essential for data science work. There's Pandas for data manipulation, NumPy for handling large data sets, and scikit-learn for machine learning. With these tools, Python becomes your go-to language for everything from data wrangling to creating predictive models. Let me give you an example. Think of companies like Netflix. They use Python to build recommendation systems that predict what shows or movies you might like based on your previous viewing history. The algorithm isn't guessing, it's processing huge amounts of data to give you the best recommendations. Python makes that possible. If you're just starting, don't be intimidated. When I began learning Python, I had zero programming experience. The key is to start small. Focus on learning the basics, variables, loops, and functions. Free resources like Coursera, Codecademy, and even YouTube tutorials are perfect for building a strong foundation. And remember, practice is everything. The more you use Python, the more natural it will feel. SQL, the language of data. Next on the list is SQL, and this one is crucial because most of the data you'll work with is stored in databases. SQL is the language used to interact with these databases, whether it's pulling data, filtering it, or joining multiple data sets together. And think of SQL as the foundation of data retrieval. You can't analyze data if you can't access it. Companies rely on SQL to manage vast amounts of information. For instance, let's say you're working with an e-commerce company that wants to analyze customer transactions. The data is likely stored in a relational database, and SQL is what you'll use to extract the data you need for analysis. SQL isn't hard to learn, but like Python, it's essential to practice. Start with simple queries, selecting data from a single table, filtering results, and joining tables. From there, you can move on to more advanced techniques like subqueries, window functions, and optimizing your queries for speed. Platforms like W3 Schools, SQL Zoo, and LeetCode offer great SQL practice. Data visualization, telling the story. Once you've wrangled your data and run your analysis, the next step is to communicate your findings. This is where data visualization comes into play. Being able to create clear and insightful visuals is a key skill for any data scientist because your audience, whether it's a manager, a client, or a business executive, will often make decisions based on how well you can present your data. Tools like Matplotlib, Seaborn, and Tableau are invaluable for this. Matplotlib and Seaborn are great Python libraries for creating plots and charts directly in your code, while Tableau is a more user-friendly drag-and-drop tool that allows you to create dashboards. One of the key things I learned is that a good visualization tells a story. It's not just about creating a chart or a graph. It's about guiding your audience through the data and helping them understand what it means. Imagine you're working for a retail company and you've analyzed sales data to discover which products are most popular during the holiday season. You could create a simple bar chart showing the top selling items, but what if you go a step further and break it down by region, demographic, or price range? That kind of insight is what separates good data visualization from great data visualization. When I first started working with data visualization, I focused on mastering the basics. Simple bar charts, line graphs, scatter plots, these are the building blocks. But as you gain more experience, you'll start experimenting with more complex visualizations like heat maps, histograms, and dashboards. Machine learning, the future of data science. Now, let's talk about machine learning. This is one of the most exciting parts of data science because it's where data meets artificial intelligence. Machine learning allows us to build models that can predict future outcomes based on past data. This is what powers everything from Google search to self-driving cars. At its core, machine learning is about teaching computers to recognize patterns in data. There are two main types of machine learning: supervised learning, where the model is trained on labeled data, like predicting house prices based on features, and unsupervised learning, where the model finds hidden patterns in the data, like clustering customers into different segments. When you're just starting out, focus on the basics of supervised learning, things like linear regression and decision trees. These algorithms are easy to understand and will help you get comfortable with building models. As you progress, you can dive into more advanced techniques like random forests, support vector machines, and neural networks. For learning machine learning, I recommend platforms like Coursera, where you can find courses taught by industry experts. Andrew Ng's machine learning course is one of the best out there for beginners. Soft skills, the often overlooked key to success. Now, let's shift gears and talk about soft skills. A lot of people think data science is all about coding and algorithms, but that's only part of the picture. To be a successful data scientist, you also need to master the soft skills that will help you communicate your insights and work effectively with others. First, let's talk about communication skills. You might be able to build the most complex model in the world, but if you can't explain your findings to a non-technical audience, it won't matter. Your ability to explain data-driven insights in a clear and simple way is crucial, especially when you're working with people who don't have a data background. For example, imagine you've built a machine learning model that predicts customer churn for a telecom company. You need to explain to the marketing team why certain customers are at risk of leaving, and more importantly, what actions they can take to reduce churn. Your job is to bridge the gap between the technical analysis and the business decision-making process. Another important skill is problem solving. As a data scientist, you'll often be asked to solve open-ended problems. The ability to break down a problem, think critically about how to approach it, and come up with a solution is what separates great data scientists from the rest. How to practice and stay consistent. At this point, you might be thinking, okay, I know what skills I need, but how do I practice them? The best way to practice is by working on real-world projects. Platforms like Kaggle are fantastic for this. Kaggle offers data sets, challenges, and competitions that allow you to apply what you've learned to actual problems. Another great way to practice is by contributing to open source projects. This not only helps you build your skills, but it also gives you a chance to collaborate with other data scientists and build a portfolio. One thing I've learned is that consistency is key. You don't need to spend hours every day studying or coding, but dedicating a little time each day to practicing will make a huge difference in the long run. Set small goals. Maybe 1 week you focus on mastering SQL queries, and the next you work on creating visualizations. Over time, these small steps will add up to big progress. The next steps: building your portfolio and networking. As you build your skill, start documenting your work. This is where building a portfolio comes in. A good portfolio showcases the projects you've worked on, the tools you've used, and the insights you've gained. Think of your portfolio as a live resume. It should highlight your ability to work with data, solve problems, and communicate results. Your portfolio doesn't need to be filled with advanced machine learning models. Even simple projects like analyzing a data set or building a dashboard can make a strong impression if presented well. Make sure you explain your process, show your code, and include visualizations. Finally, don't underestimate the power of networking. Data science is a collaborative field, and connecting with other professionals can open doors to new opportunities. I recommend joining data science communities on LinkedIn, Reddit, or even attending local meetups and conferences. You never know when a connection might lead to a job referral or collaboration opportunity. So there you have it, the essential skills every aspiring data scientist needs. We covered Python, SQL, data visualization, machine learning, and even the often overlooked soft skills like communication and problem solving. We also talked about how to practice, stay consistent, and build your portfolio along the way. I hope this episode gave you a clear roadmap of what to focus on as you start your data science journey. Don't feel like you need to master everything at once. Take it step by step, and remember that every small effort you make will bring you closer to your goal. Thank you for tuning in to the Data Science Blueprint. In our next episode, we're going to dive deeper into building your portfolio and how to showcase your skills to potential employers. Until then, keep learning, keep exploring, and I'll see you next time.